Do you get excited when this week rolls around? For maybe more so for others, or does it still excite you? I mean, it's Te Reo Māori. Well, it's Māori Language Day every day for you.
Yeah.
But does it still get you excited?
It gets me excited that a society that's predominantly not Māori are still doing it. You know, I was listening to the radio, and I'm not going to say whether it was Bunnings or Mitre 10 or whoever, but, you know, hara mai ki so-and-so, and, you know, we'll look after you, and just using those words is uplifting. Is uplifting for people who treasure something that belongs to this nation, eh? Whether you want to claim it or not is your business, but it belongs to this whenua, this nation, eh? And it's cool, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Did you grow up speaking Māori? Like, or is it something you've more dived into later in life? Or
No, we spoke Te Reo Māori in our house because of the age of my folks. And they were able to express themselves more in Māori than they could in Te Reo Māori. But I was just saying, you know, I was watching Sir Peter Sharples, who's a Māori linguist. He really good at it. Doctor.
A linguini, I think they call it.
Well, mate, I could do it if I had my teeth. And he talks about his mother who all she had was her reo, and it meant everything. And as soon as she went to school, it got taken off her. So it's, you know, it's through those wrong decisions, in my opinion, that the language was lost, and now the right decisions, it's coming back. It's beautiful, Kaz.
Yeah, I get encouraged for my culture, Samoan.
Yeah.
When I see adults who struggle with the language, me included as well, who go back and try and learn it as an adult.
Yeah.
And I've got a friend who actually immersed himself in Te Reo Māori because he, as an adult, because he lost his way growing up as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's encouraging for a lot of people who think that it's not too late to be able to immerse yourself in the language.
Well, it's actually the other point that you make, bro. The other point that you make is, why, mate, why do you want to learn that? That's no good for you. When a person learns the language of their race and of their whenua, that's what they take into university. That's what they take into a boardroom. They take a sense of pride. They take a sense of belonging and all those things, and it energises you. So our kids that are doing kura kaupapa, te reo Māori, kōhanga reo, do actually better marks-wise in a non-Māori system, so they do real good in Te Reo Māori kaupapa, and they smash it in the other thing. So it's all about lifting your spirit and your wairua, you know?
Yep.
And that's across the board. And, you know, I've got a lot of whānau who are not Māori who embrace it because I think they want to be the complete Kiwi package, bro. Does that sound a bit arrogant on my part? Too late. But no, I'm not going to just do the haka when I'm drunk in a bar in London. Kamate, get off, you loser.
Too funny.
What's your first name?
Bjorn.
Bjorn. You know what it is in Māori?
Bjorn.
Yes, correct. Well done. It's bro.
You've been so good for putting us at ease this morning.
Yeah.
I think for when people, when they launch into Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori, they want to.
Yeah.
Nervous at the start to give it a crack.
Yeah.
Because there's I don't want to do this and then get shot down because I'm not getting it right.
Yeah.
But you put us at ease this morning. What do you say to those who are a little bit nervous to give this a crack?
Any Māori or any person who shoots you down, because everything in life, bro, see what I did there? See life?
Very nice.
Everything in life is about a person's intent to me. So if you're going to say para umu instead of paraparam or whatever, and you get it wrong, your intention wasn't to get it wrong. So any person who corrects you in a negative manner should not behave like that, because that doesn't strengthen relationships, it doesn't strengthen the language, and I won't go on. But yeah, we need to support people who are giving it a go.
It's a tough one. I find I've really put in work over the years to try and retrain my brain, like to pronounce Māori place names correctly as best I can. But then, I'll still catch myself on certain places that I'm like, oh, hold on, I still say that.
Yeah.
Totally wrong. And I've got to, it takes a bit of time to retrain the tongue and sort of get your mouth around pronouncing it. Like Rotorua,
Yep.
I have to have a little pause before I say it to prepare myself to roll the R.
That's right.
Which is, just takes a
Well,
little...
don't be in a hurry. and there could be times in your life, it's happened to my Pākehā whānau, where you've said it correctly and people laugh and go, what's your problem, sort of thing. That negativity has no place in learning because we all have to be life learners. You look at the word rangatira, right?
Yep.
Rangatira. Okay. Te Reo Māori is so beautiful. That word comes from two words. Ranga comes from the word rāranga, which means to weave, and tira is a group of people. So if you're a rangatira, you're somebody who weaves people together. That's beautiful.
Oh, man.
The other thing is we don't name... a lot of places are named after events. So I think if you're cruising around with your tamariki means a child of God, ariki. Tamariki, okay?
Yep.
So if you're cruising around with your tamariki this Christmas holidays, get them to, if you're going to go into Ōpōtiki or go into Rotorua, say, hey, Google that, mate. Let's find out what this means. And it becomes a journey of discovery. If you belong to this land, you're just going to know so much more about it. And I think that's a good thing.
Is that your advice to people? Okay, cool.
Place names.
Place names? Start
Place
there?
names, yeah. And what they mean. Rotorua, Roto is a lake. Rua is 2, and that place has got 7 lakes. So I don't know what happened there.
Two main ones, but there's quite a lot when you look on the map.
What shall we call this? Well, I'm not walking any further, bro. She's Rotorua to me. But there's a story and a richness that comes from language, and if you don't embrace it, you'll miss out, guys.
Amen.
Yeah.
I asked you off air, are you encouraged by where we're at with people embracing Te Reo? And how far do we need to go to be able to be comfortable to say, man, we're there?
Yeah, I'm not really qualified, bro, but that's never stopped me before. I think 10 to 20 years you'll see, because your kids, and it's just no big deal. Look at them around Matariki.
Yeah.
Our little Pākehā Asian Māori kids going berserk and learning and spending time together as a family around mata being the eyes and mata ariki. Ariki is the gods, the eyes of God, just beautiful, And I think there's a time coming soon where loving intelligence will take over. Hey, instead of, mate, what do you want to do that? If you go and do business, I've just come from overseas, but if you go and do business with an Asian country, right, for example, they want to know about you before they do a deal. And they want to know about the indigenous people and the language before they do a deal. So if you say it's got nothing to do with economics, it's not quite right, because you've got to do your research.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I encourage people, if you find within yourself a bit of resistance around changing the way, if we're talking about starting with place names and easy things like that, the roads that you drive on and the suburbs that you live in, if you've said something a certain way for a very long time, it is hard to retrain.
Yeah.
And there may be the awkward thing about even maybe admitting to yourself, maybe I did have that wrong for the past 30 years or something. But I always think of it this way. If you knew someone and you'd known them as Mike for years and years and years, you called them Mike every time to see them, and then one day someone tells you, their name's actually Mark, hey, you'd be like, what? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Like, what? And then you just change it immediately, right? Because you're like, well, that's their name.
Yeah, but you'll also change it immediately because it matters.
Yeah.
Okay? See, the other thing, if you guys are sitting around the dinner table and you as the father or whatever, sitting around the dinner table and you have a conversation about Te Reo Māori and the people of this country, what do you think that sort of behaviour, how does that affect your kids? That's so cool. Those kids have this very powerful. It's about empathy and relationships.
Just don't get caught up into try and overcomplicate things.
Yeah.
For example, if his name is Mike and you approach him as, hey, kia ora, Mike.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't need to do that.
Yeah. No, that's it. Mickey is actually in the... No, I'm not even going to go there. But have fun with it, eh? Yeah. Have fun with it. I've got a mate, because I'm a name dropper, I've got a mate called Scotty Morrison. Now, he's
the man.
He's a good student of mine.
Yeah.
No, he is the man. And he says, you know what, bro? And he says this to his Pākehā mates. He says, if you say kia ora, you become the caretaker of something special.